So hello everyone, back with the second part. Hopefully you enjoyed the first part and it was quite, easy to understand what I'm doing. Why am I doing it? I'm trying my best to give you the best explanation and guide how to do those things, because I know it wasn't easy for me at first, because this is like first thing that I did with iRacing in terms of like some third-party app. If I'm not counting Kutu, it was also quite hard with Kutu for me. But since you understand basic steps, why are you doing certain things, it's a lot easier. So that's why I'm here to to give you the guide to go through. And I would might start here, but here you have the JRT WebSocket port that we are using, that 8000 port for local data transfer, which is 8001, and for public or for internet data transfer 8003. Set local IP address, you can probably adjust it, I didn't do that. And set internet IP manually, I didn't work with that, but I'm planning to do for the special events, especially for my mates, so they can, even without a program, they can spot the other guys. We're gonna leave the rest for now. This is probably for the third part, for those extra features you wouldn't probably expect it to be. Some more you can, or now we're on the circle of the Americas, you can probably, I don't know, do some things here. Not really familiar with that. Car, it reads that we are doing 4A GTE, which we are in the background. I will show you how or why, sorry. This is for the dash. You can even set the length in meters for the car. In pits, you can probably learn the JRT to adjust your fuel strategy. Broadcast, I haven't ever played with it at all, but this is when you want to go to the different server than the local, let's say. So the main thing we will be taking care of today is basically page option. And this is where all the magic happens, where you can adjust the way your, let's call them tabs, okay, from now, so we can understand each other what I mean by saying tabs. These are the tabs, which I mean timing, timing 2, timing 3, and so on as we go. We're gonna take care about timing 1, dashboard 1, and it's gonna be pretty much it, because the rest uses the same principle. Actually, we should probably only take care about timing, but I want to show you dashboard as well. That's why I started up the game. Let's start with the dashboard. Compared to the previous video, it has changed a little bit. It's not the data from the previous race anymore, and it's from the current session. So let's name our things we can see in the stream. There is nothing really interesting behind the webcam of the window of the webcam, so you don't need to worry you're missing something. However, this is the line that tells you it's practice session, it's a clear weather, 24 degrees ambient temp, track is 28 degrees of Celsius both. You can see the wind, you can see the angle or degrees from where it blows, how fast it blows. This is probably, how is it called, humidity, I believe. And this is the percentage of fog. Then we have a tank. Tank, that's what you carry in your car in liters. This below you will not be probably able to see easily, but it doesn't really matter. It's the fuel consumption, but not only the last lap fuel consumption, but its average number of last 5 laps. Estimated laps, that's estimated laps, it's number of laps you are able to do with the amount of fuel you're carrying in. Since it's not the race and it's in the practice session, it doesn't say anything because it's just practice. This will not give you the number probably. Laps remaining, it's infinite there. The reason why, it's a practice. Fuel to add, it's infinite practice. It's not gonna give you any meaningful number. But this is getting interesting. All. In the brackets we have 20, which means in the practice there is 21 at this moment drivers. Okay, the strength of field of all 21 guys, its average strength of field is 1900 ish. The GT3 has 11 drivers and its average, only the GT3 class average I rating is 1900. GTE only 9 guys, 2000. C7 only 1 guy, which means it's gonna match his I rating, which is 1315. That's the line. Then we have some other lines here, which is P, C, PG, hashtag name, car, club, I rating, and so on. Let's get into it. So I'm going to explain you what means what. I'm gonna do it here, and then I will try to make you understand the JRT config a little bit better, because it doesn't have to be that easy. Since I'm doing this in English, there will be probably even other guys from, I don't know, French, or French guys from France, Italian, the general from Iberia, club, and so on. So I just want to explain so it's easier to understand. So P is position, C is class, PG is position gains. It means the difference to your starting position in the qualifying. Hashtag is just a car number, name is name, car is car, club. Club is that region you're racing for in my case it's Central Eastern Europe, since I'm from Czech Republic. I rating is the I rating you are carrying into the race. But I have the hashtag. The hashtag means that when you're in a race session, it's gonna show you real time if you're losing and how much are you losing I rating, or how much are you gaining I rating. I was using it to calm myself down and not to push when I already knew I'm gaining 20, and it would be only risk for me to behave widely, or to risk unnecessary move, for example. License, good thing for me to know where I am located in terms of, okay, am I behind the C guy, or how high is that A guy. You can judge people's skill to drive fair. One important spoiler, it doesn't work always. Most of the time it doesn't work. Even C guy can behave a lot better than A.2 guy. Doesn't really matter, just for the information. Relative, I would have to get on the track. But just give me a moment, I'm gonna just practice like that. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna minimize it. So if I go to the track, if I would go to the track, it would show me relative. The gap is actually just the difference with the time. It means this guy, if I'm just gonna be counting it, is losing some time to this time, which is the best one. This is the best time of the guy in front of him. Even though it's different class, it doesn't matter. Unless you check it like you're gonna filter the certain class only. So he is losing like 3 tenths of a second, which is the difference between this. Okay, now it has changed. Doesn't matter. Let's skip it. You just understand it. It's a gap to the leader, basically. Why here is 2 minutes and 1 second? Because we have no time. Pits. Pits is amount of pits in the session. Okay, so if it's, for example, race, and you suddenly see the guy you haven't seen before in front of you, you can just take a look at this and see, okay, has he been already in pits? Okay, there's nothing. He wasn't. He's not my contender. This is not the guy I'm fighting with. Or special event, 24 hours with Le Mans. So many people have different strategies. So many teams are on the different strategies. You can take a look. What is the number of their pits? Like, are we behind? Are we again fighting with them? Yes or not? That's it. Line. Line is the total time spent in that certain pit stop. So it means since you cross the cones where you have the speed limiter when you're entering the pit stop, and the cone where it ends, that's where it counts, the lane. So for example, this guy was it doesn't make any sense here, because you're just, you know, holding escape to get there and then you just drive away. So it doesn't really have anything here that would like show you the real deal. But for example, you're gonna spend in lane 30 seconds and stop is only in that slot. When you stop, you refuel, you change tires, and you're good to go. This is the time. So you can even compare afterwards the last pit stop with all the guys in the field. It works flawlessly. Incidents, not really tab you would probably require, because do not believe numbers that are shown next to other drivers. It lies. The only incident score you can take a look at is your own. The other one are stupid. You can have lap number 3 and somebody can have 15, and he doesn't have anything in real, let's say. Top, it's just top speed at that certain moment, and max, now I'm not actually sure the difference between top and max, but this is in my opinion totally useless to have there. I don't even know why it's there, but whatever. So that's pretty much it for this tab. And I'm gonna take you into how to adjust, because you can have it totally different than I have. You can have, for example, only name and the iRating, let's say. That's all you can adjust. You can adjust width of those, like why doesn't it end here? Why doesn't car start here? Because I have it set that way. Because I don't want to, if someone has a longer name, it's just not going to be shown. That's how simple it is. So I'm gonna switch back to my main screen, and I will show you how you adjust those things. So when I was telling you that P is position, C is class, SP wasn't actually there. Why? Because I don't have it allowed with this tick, so it's unchecked. I'm just trying to, this is class position. I don't know really entirely sure what SPOS is. What is that S? But my maybe session position, that's nonsense, whatever. PG, I said is position gained. But if you don't want to struggle with what P is, what C is, you can easily name it. Instead of P, write their position. Why not? Then you have to go down here and push apply, and it's gonna be applied. I'm gonna switch it to the left screen so you see the change. When you hit the apply, it's gonna be applied. You can see it over here. The problem is, out of the sudden, it doesn't fit. I want it named position, but it doesn't fit because it's covered with C and PG. So again, we will switch to the main screen, and there we have the width. The width define how width is it going to be, that column. So you can set it to, let's say, 100 and push apply. Then we will take a look at what did it do, and we can see that we can see the whole position name, but it looks weird because it's just, you will never have 3 like it's not gonna have, how is it called, it's not going to be 100, it's going to be max of 60 or something like that. But you have so much space on the left and right side, so it's nonsense to have that called position unless you really insist to have that called. So we're gonna call it back to P because that's what we like, and we're gonna make it 30 again because that's what we know it's working. At least I do know that. And when you switch back and after we hit apply, we're right back. We know that any number that is going to display there is going to fit. As simple as it. So now, what is the order? Well, order is just where it's going to be, because you suddenly find out, oh wait, I would rather have the position column, for example, between club and iRating. How do you do that? Can I drag it? No. So we gotta go back to the main screen where we have the config, and we are going to do one thing. The position has order number 1. Let's say we want it between club and iRating. We will find the club name, which is over here, and the position is 7. So an iRating is 8. So let's try to name it 7. What it does, we called it 7, apply change, and suddenly the start is just the class position. If we look over here, the position is where we want it. Club, position, and iRating. Let's say we want it like the last, so the last is max. So we're gonna take a look at the middle screen. We'll be looking for max, which is over here, and we know that order is 19 and we want it after, so let's call it 20. Hit apply. Let's go here, and we can see that the position is last. So this is how we are adjusting width. This is how we're adjusting the position, if it's first from left or first from right, just by adding the number. I'm gonna put it back to the default, which I'm going to call it 1. This is how it happens in real time. It just jumped from right to the left. And this is pretty much all it does. I'm just gonna go back to the main screen, where I'm going to show you. So we have the position, we have class position. I don't know what is this, honestly. We have gained, which is position gained, class position gained, number of your car, name of your car, name name of you and the other drivers, club name, which is the club they're racing for, iRating, license, relative, delta, gap, last lap, best lap, lap counts. This is how many laps you've done. Speed, actual speed. This is not actually, I'm not quite sure what this does, but it's shown as time, so not really sure. I would have to test it. Top speed, it's the probably top speed you've reached. Apex speed is probably speed in the corner on the apex. Max speed, stint. This is something that is probably useful for special events. I don't know how it works, honestly. Again, pits, that's number of pits, lane, how much time you spent in lane, how many times in your slot it stopped, number of incidents. This is again something I didn't really test how it works. Qualifying lap is just your lap you scored in the qualifying. Points you're gonna score, which is if you finish first, you for example get 150 points into your IMSA results and all that. Gap distance in meters instead of time. Average 1 and average 2, not really sure what it does, but you can set also number of laps, 5 and 10 passed. Don't know, we'll test it out because I'm quite interested as I'm reading this. So we're gonna move to this general tab. No, we're gonna go back. We have some things here we can choose from. Okay, for example, car, name, okay, and so on. I'm gonna take you straight into the left screen, and I will be working on things. I will be telling you what I'm doing. So for example, name. You have several options you can display name. For example, short driver name, and let's see what happens. It's gonna be written like this: just first letter of your name, dot, and your surname. Or very short driver name, which is like F1 style, instead of Alonso, just ALO. Or if you have a team, if this would be the team session, you can have team name only, which is not going to work here, or you can have team and driver name, or team and short driver name. So you can mix it up like this with no worries. Club name, do we want it like logo or do we want it like a name? Take a look. Now it has changed, and instead of picture, there is a Italy written. Then we have iRating. How do you want to display it? Normal display, which is without the gain or lose. Do you want it with display with the license color, which is, for example, replacing the license if you don't want it there. If you want it in one, it's gonna show you the color, but you will have no idea how much is the iRating. Or do you want it normal display with the projected iRating like I do have? You can go this way. Then we have license. Again, I'm using compact, but you can go full. But you would have to make it wider. You can go iRacing style compact, which is smaller. You can go iRacing style full, which is again looking this way. I'm using compact because I think it works the best. I don't need to have written their class, which is the same in all cases. Then we have a relative. You can have it in seconds or laps, which means that if you're going to be lap down, there is not going to be written he's losing 1 minute, I don't know, 10 minutes and 3 seconds, but laps. I have it in seconds, but I will switch it to the laps because I know it's gonna work a little bit better, I believe. Okay, gap in seconds or laps, again the same. Car. Sometimes when, for example, you're doing BSS, you want to know who's on the top. You have two choices: to have it by the name or by logo and transparent background. Let's take a look at that. Boom, there we are. You have the preview of a car. But since it's small, I decided to use name because I wouldn't probably find out every single car. Logo gray background, so you can see it better. Customize driver logo. It doesn't show anything because you probably have to customize it your own. I don't know where. I have never tried to figure that out. So I'm gonna put it back. So I think we should probably end this video. But I'm going to show you one more thing that is the reason why I got JRT at first place, and it's the dash. I jumped in the car to show you that because it's fantastic. Imagine you can have this on your tablet or phone close to the wheel, and you have all of those informations. You see who's in front of you, his fastest lap time, and his last lap time. You can see your delta to the best, you can see your delta to the last, you can see the best time of the guy behind you, you can see the time of a guy behind you. Again, this is your best time, this is your last time. Then you can see here practice, clear, track temperature, refs. You can see here even the shift you're in, the gear you're in, your current speed, the time that is left in the session, temperature of oil, temperature of water, fuel to add, fuel having in your tank, fuel you will be able to do, or fuel in your tank in laps, which is estimated. You can see your average consumption for the last 5 laps. All of this you can see in the single screen, and it's totally great to use it while on the go. This number up here I adjusted. It's the iRating of my class. This is the, I don't know, it doesn't say correctly because it's like 1.5 Newton meters, but it can go up to 12, which this wheel is not capable of, so I don't know exactly what it shows. But you see it's real-time data. You see the time is ticking, you can see the temp of oil is changing and all that. So I told you that we have more tabs here. Let's take a look at those. You can see timing 2, the same, the same thing. Timing 3, the same thing again. Timing 4, the same thing again. The reason behind this is you'll probably use it, for example, like one on the phone, one on tablet, and one on the fourth screen. Because let's see. From dashboard, we're gonna switch to the timing 2, which is that another tab, which looks totally differently. We're gonna switch to the timing 4. Again, it looks differently. It has different information. We have a delta here, for example, out of the blue here. We don't have max or top speed. because we don't need it. And this is, you can set 4 timing tabs the way you like it. So you don't have to keep changing one to another, but you can have 4 separate ones. You will be just dividing them by writing timing 2, timing 3, timing 4, and so on. The same is with the dashboard. I'm just gonna switch it back so we can see the tabs we're having. Time broadcast, track map 2, track map 3D, dashboard 2. The same with the dashboard. Just gonna take a drink. Oh, relief. Oh, it's 25 minutes already. Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna make part 3, which is going to show you some extra features beside editing the tabs itself. Thank you for watching. Again, I wanna just remember you, share it with your iRacing members. Even if they don't have it, they might be interested. Everything will be in the links description, even to the part 1 will be there. I will be happy to see you with my 3rd part, and it's gonna be more like deep dive into the JRT. Cheers guys, peace.